This now is Georgia Congressman Phil Gingrey, co-chair of the House GOP Doctors Caucus and a member of the House Oversight Committee. Congressman, welcome. Good to have you here this morning.
Martha, thank you. I'm glad to be with you.
What's surprising you when you're in this hearing? What are you hearing?
Well, yeah, the clip just showed Dr. Jeff Reinhardt, an OBGYN with the Longstreet Clinic up in Gainesville, Georgia, and Hall County. They have 1,500 employees. It's a multi-specialty clinic. And he said, you know, we can't tell. It helps some, it hurts some, and we'll have to find out. But I can tell you, and I had a nice conversation with him and with the other members of the panel, small businessmen and women, an insurance broker. Martha, this bill, we knew it 3.5 years ago. Those of us, particularly in the healthcare space, I practiced medicine, by the way, 30 years in Marietta, Georgia, delivering about 5,000 babies. I knew then, I know now, and the fact that the $600 million we spend on healthcare.gov and it doesn't work, that's only the tip of the iceberg. Maybe they will get that fixed eventually, not by the end of November, by the way. But the problem is the bill itself. It's just not right. It's wrong for American people. And these folks on the panel yesterday, the experts, Main Street, in the 9th and the 7th congressional districts of Georgia, North Georgia, they knew of what they were speaking.
Do you expect, you know, we showed a clip from one of the town halls that happened back in 2009 when we started to really get a sense of what the American people were thinking about the possibility that this might become a reality, which of course now it is. Do you expect that your Democratic colleagues in the House are going to, you know, hold these kinds of forums when they go home to get feedback from their constituents, or are they not going to want to risk a moment like that?
I think they're not going to want to risk a moment like that, particularly the 6 or so in the Senate who are up for re-election, Democrats in red states that Romney carried. They may do tele-town hall meetings where on the telephone and they don't have to really face the wrath, but I doubt if they'll even do that. And, you know, Martha, it's amazing. Some of the amendments that we on the Energy and Commerce Committee, where this bill originated back in 2009, offered amendments when we finally marked up and passed the bill strictly on party line vote, all Republicans opposed, all Democrats in favor of. But many of these amendments that we Republicans proffered at that time, like my amendment that said, hey, look, if we're going to do this to the American people, the president, his wife, his precious daughters, all cabinet members, we members of Congress and our staff that don't qualify for a subsidy, we all should be on the same plan that everybody else is.
Well, you know what,
and the Democrats then voted overwhelmingly against it, and now, you know, they're kind of coming around. So a lot of these amendments that we proffered and the ones lately that we presented, now they want to vote on.
Well, a lot of people say, you know, what's the Republican idea to fix any of this? And you're telling them right now that you've had ideas that have been shot down. And you know, something that you just said interests me, because we're starting to hear that, you know, people who have insurance, who thought they were never going to be touched by this, that their employer would always cover them, they're getting notices now that the doctor that they have isn't actually on the plan anymore, that they're not going to have their insurance anymore. And the supposition is that it's going to have a huge ripple effect among people who are employed. But what about the government? You know, are folks in Congress going to get those letters, and will the president and others in power ever have to be subjected to this plan?
Well, you're right, Martha. Millions, literally millions are getting those letters, and it's going to get worse. And how many have actually gone successfully through the website? I think 100,000. They were predicting 500,000. And you know, of those 100,000, only 26,000 went through healthcare.gov. The rest of them were successful by going through the state exchanges, not this crazy $600 million exchange that the federal government screwed up royally. So yeah, and then when the big employers, those with more than 50, they've got this 1 year delay of the mandate, so they don't have to do anything right now. But boy, when that mandate hits, you're going to see, unfortunately, we may be talking about 150 million people, employees losing their health insurance when that happens in 2015.
All right, we're going to leave it there. The administration would say that if more states had their own state-run plan, then they wouldn't be running into some of these problems in the states that are trying to, pull off of the federal one. So we'll see. Have a nice Thanksgiving,
Well, Martha,
Congressman.
I made a pledge to the people of Georgia that when I'm elected United States Senator, I'm going to repeal this bill in my first term with the help of my colleagues or go home.
Well, we're going to be watching all those elections. It's going to be very interesting, and we wish you and your family well this Thanksgiving. Thank you very much, sir.
Happy Thanksgiving, Martha. Thank you for having me.